Well, just considering today feminism and suffixes and how the language has changed in over 50 years. Now, over 50 years ago when I was at school, we had to fill out suffixes like aviatrix. In your English classes, you had to write aviator and aviatrix, and so on. I could say emasculatrix, manipulatrix, dominatrix, and calculatrix. You'd say all those things instead of calculator, dominator, manipulator, and emasculator. I remember when I was in first class, we had to say what we wanted to be when we grew up. And I told my teacher that I wanted to be an actress. And she looked at me funny and yes, she didn't say anything. I just told her I wanted to be an actress, and I did. I wanted to be a Hollywood movie star, didn't I? Now, today, you're not allowed to say that. Movie stars today, female movie stars today, they want to be taken seriously as an actor, they say. I want to be taken seriously as an actor. I've got all my Botox on, and I've had my facelift, and I've got huge porn-sized star breast implants. But I want to be taken seriously as an actor, I do. So, the language has changed. The suffixes aren't allowed to be used anymore. Feminist ideology took over the language as we used to speak it over 50 years ago. No more little diminutives, as they call them. They're degrading, aren't they? I've got a mind map here I made. They're degrading diminutives like major and majorette, for example. We wouldn't say that. They're degrading. They're word rape, according to a feminist, aren't they? They're degrading, denigrating diminutives. The language was rewritten by feminists, wasn't it? It was. It was rewritten. Even men and boys use it today. And of course, women say ms, don't they? But there's no male equivalent for ms. Presumably they were offended about whether it was being presumed whether they were single or not. Mr. and Miss, Mrs., Miss and ms, so we've got. Yeah, so the language has changed. There are no equivalents for Mr. Maybe I should be called Mr. Madam, shouldn't I? There are no equivalents. It was all about equality, ostensibly. Equality, yes. Madeleine Albright was said to have balls, according to, what was it, George Bush Sr. She had balls. Madeleine Albright's got balls, and she was there in the audience. She nodded. She nodded. Madeleine Albright's got balls. So we're all equal now, apparently. We're all equal. You wonder why MGTOW was invented, wouldn't you? I'm not surprised that there's a new men's movement and men going their own way and what is it, the men's rights, whatever it is they're called. Whatever happened to John Wayne? John Wayne. All these men of today seem to have their tails between. I'm gay, but I mean all the butch heterosexual men seem to have their tails between their legs, don't they? They just do whatever feminists want. And I noticed that feminists in power aren't little angels, are they? If we look at the Australian Human Rights Commission, for example, no feminist sex discrimination commission has ever uttered one word to stop one male child from being genitally mutilated. That's just an observation of mine. The emphasis is always on women and girls. It's sort of like a mantra, women and girls, women and girls, women and girls. We hear that all the time, don't we? And yes, we're all equal. Today's feminists, yes, they don't respect boys. They don't respect boys and men. They don't. They wouldn't even defend a male child from genital mutilation. They wouldn't. Julie Gillard, what did she do? She gave $500,000 towards an anti-female genital mutilation campaign, and no one's ever even been prosecuted in Australia for that. Not one person has ever been prosecuted, and it's against the law. But male genital mutilation is perfectly legal, and she didn't show 1 cent at preventing that, did she? She wouldn't, because she was a feminist. And she gave her great big anti-misogynist tirade in Parliament, didn't she? She did. Yes, so, looking at the language, feminists actually changed the language that we speak, didn't they? They did. They changed the language that men and boys speak. We can't say actress anymore, it's got to be actor. Emasculatrix isn't allowed. But I'd say those feminist women in power at the Human Rights Commission, they behave like They're quite happy with men being emasculated. And male genital mutilation, for example, is a step towards emasculation. And they won't ever defend a boy. They will turn a blind eye when he screams, when he bleeds. They will. So, language, yes. The language we speak has been changed. I'm thinking that men going their own way, if I could give them any advice, they might start thinking about language they use too, and how they were tricked into using feminist language. Feminists took over the language. They took over the language we speak.